good guy, man.
Yo, how was your experience, man, in jail,
It was cool, man. It was cool. It was nice that people knew me in there. At first, I thought that was going to be a problem, but they kind of just gave me preferential treatment as, oh, hold on. There might be the jail calling me.
I made a phone call.
No, it's not.
I told him to look out for you.
Oh, you told him?
Yeah, I put a good word.
You told it in
for
front of inside, be like, yo, look out for my nigga.
Hey, man.
Bro, it was so miserable. First of all, it was brick in there. And you're wearing like the county jail clothing.
Orange?
No, it was blue. It was like navy blue.
Oh no.
Yeah. Bro, the whole thing sucked. Bro, my wrist, I tore my wrist, but the handcuffs were hella tight. So my wrist is in all kinds of pain.
Did they process you quickly?
No, they took their time.
Yeah.
It took like an hour. I was just sitting there.
Did you go to sleep?
Oh, no. Sorry. You mean processing once we get into holding?
Yeah.
No, that took all day.
Yeah.
It took an entire day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you meant the process to even get into the processing.
No. The processing just for holding alone.
The people in there were hella cool though. The first 30 minutes I was in there, guy went over, he was like, "Hey, you that nigga from YouTube, right?" So I had a friend.
so with nobody didn't try you, right?
No. When I first came in, somebody I thought was trying me, but he was just hungry. He was like, "Hey, you eat?" I'm like, "Mm-mm." And he's like, "Hey, call the lunch." I forgot what it's called. There's a person walking around with like a tray of food.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey, call the lunch tray." I was like, "I'm not really hungry, man." He's like, "If you don't want it, man, you can just give it to me." In my head, I'm thinking like, "Am I about to get pressed first thing?"
Facts.
First thing in this, I'm about to get pressed.
You did a video about this. You should know better. You just did 60 days in.
Yeah. So I was like, so I sat there and I thought about it. I was like, "What they got?" And I didn't realize I was a comedian until that moment because the entire. Like 40 people started dying laughing.
Oh yeah, it's not what they got.
It's what they gonna give you.
Yeah. No, I just said that because it went from I'm not hungry, I'm not trying to eat to like, damn, nigga, if you're trying to like, I might as well see what the fuck they got. But regardless.
So did you eat their food?
Nah, I didn't even want it because they gave me dry cornflakes, a random slab of beef like this big.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah,
that's the best. They
also gave me like these, those crackers that you see in stores but nobody buys. The jails buy them. That's who be buying them. The ones that don't taste good.
I don't think they buy them. I think when they about to expire, they take them off the shelves.
Yeah.
The jails get them.
Yeah. So all of it was horrible. Every like 4 or 5 hours, they would be locked down and they would give you food. They'd put you in a cold ass cell with everybody else, but it's not really a cell. It's actually a bathroom. So it smells like piss. And the first time I didn't know that. So I just had to smell the piss. But the second time I was like, I'm going to bring a mask. So I brought in the mask and that kind of saved me. But it's brick in there. It's brick. It's cold as. They gave me a failure to appear for a court case I appeared at. And if the paperwork wasn't enough, I shot a vlog there. So I have a video of me bored in the bathroom, in the hallways, in by the clerk, in the lobby. Like I was just shooting a vlog. I was bored as fuck while I was waiting for my court case. And so they gave me a failure to appear. When you fail to appear, they suspend your license. And so I was driving, but my license suspended, and I'm not knowing because I don't believe I have any tickets to handle. Whole time, it was a fucking clerical error. Now I'm down thousands of dollars on bond, spent a day in jail. My immigration attorneys is trying to fucking handle whether or not I could even leave the country for multiple video shoots I have to do in Toronto in the next month. And I'm highly upset. The people in there were friendly though, the inmates. And once the officers in there found out I make YouTube videos, it became a lot more enjoyable.
Okay.
Yeah, it became a lot more enjoyable. And I'll take that. You have
to take something else. I'm sorry. It was just
it wasn't like there was no like there was no aggressiveness there.
Yeah, most of the niggas are probably getting out soon.
Yeah. And all of them were basically everybody was getting bail. It's not like people were gonna stay there indefinitely locked up.
Oh, so you weren't in Fulton County?
No.
Because in Fulton County, them niggas know it's kind of over for them.
If I was, I would have got out like pretty instantly. But
I don't know about instantly, but it been quicker though. It been quicker.
Instantly.
I would have got out instantly.
How?
But anyway, bro, it was a fucking shit situation.
Oh.
It was a shit situation, man. It was a very shit situation. I was pissed at the officer because officer arrested me. He's like, you know your license suspended. I was like, officer, I have no clue my license suspended. I thought I handled everything. And I was like, let me call my lawyer because my lawyer's going to be able to work whatever the issue is. Now, if I called my lawyer, she would have told me what she told me when I got out. She would have said, hey, download the Department of Driver Services app, which I already had downloaded, log in, which I had my login, and all you have to do is download your report and it'll tell you why your license is suspended. So at first I'm thinking like, when you forget about a traffic citation you get? That's what I thought I did. I thought deadass it was my fault because like there's no way a system is that shit, but it was. Like I didn't forget anything. I went to that court case, and so my lawyer was like, no, it's just a clerical error. The craziest part is when I got out the next day, the clerk issued another FTA by accident. I should go down there and beat the shit out of him.
Oh wow.
How the fuck you do it twice?
I don't know.
But they got the judge to sign, dropping all the FTAs. I got my license unsuspended. I went and got it the next day. I still had to pay a bunch of fees. It's like all of it comes at a price, and the guy who fucked up doesn't pay any of it. I'm sure he still has his job. Whole time I'm over here going back and forth in jail. I'm telling the officer like, yo, you're going to complicate my visa over something I'm telling you that could easily be sorted out. You do not have to take me to jail. And he says, actually, any officer would do this. I'm just going by the book, which is not true because, I've been in cuffs in the back of a police car and he's let me out. It's happened.
Was he black or white?
Both of them are white. So you're not going to tell me no other officer would do that if I have experience of an officer doing that.
How was he like one of them like
white
like stereotypical white? Yeah.
Yep.
Damn.
He was like, come on now, boy.
No, he didn't do that.
Oh, he didn't.
Yeah, boy. I'm going by the book, boy. Shut up. You're going to jail.
But when I got
shut up.
No. When I got in there, they were telling me some crazy ass stories. So there was one guy in there, and he was telling me the same thing happened to him. He was turning left. Now you know when you turn left, you're supposed to keep in the left lane.
Yeah.
Right. But he went to the right lane. Now in Toronto, people actually follow that rule. In Georgia, nobody follows that rule. So I just
not only does nobody follow it. Most people probably didn't even know that was a rule.
Exactly. So I didn't think you could even get pulled over for that here because literally nobody does it.
Yeah.
But he got pulled over, and they got like 4 cruisers to pin him down, and they pulled a gun on him at one point, and then this is the one everyone was kind of just bored telling stories. So he was telling me how he got arrested, and then his daughter calls him, and they pick up the phone and they're like, "Your daddy's in the car with me. Hopefully you get to see him soon," and bangs it on her.
Damn.
And his daughter was like, she felt betrayed because she's like, Dad, just like, what did Dad do? Why is Dad leaving? And I'm like, yo, that is so fucking crazy of a story. And I couldn't help but laugh when he was telling me it, which I shouldn't have done. But it was so crazy that, you know, when something's so crazy, you have to laugh. I'm like, yo, that's crazy.
He literally was like, why you laughing so
No. He was cracking jokes the whole time. He was a jail comedian. He was hilarious.
A jail comedian. A jail comedian is nuts. Like, I'm gonna be in a second, so you might as well make the best out of it.
Bro, and then like, so while we were in holding, we're sitting on the seats, and there's these observation cells. Now there's regular observation cells and there's close observation cells. They put the crazies in there. But it was this one old woman. I would have thought, like, bro, she's 70 and she is screaming at the top of her lungs. This is what she's screaming. I fucking hate you!
Was she white?
For hours!
Was she white?
Yes!
Yeah, that's
for hours!
That's some movie shit.
Like, some people are trying to sleep. Some people are just trying to have a conversation. Some niggas trying to listen to the TV. And she is hollering I don't even know who she hates. Whole time it was one of the police officers.
All that yelling gonna lower her life expectancy.
Bro, she was kicking the door, banging that shit. Yes. And I'm like, wow, put a ball gag in her mouth or something. Shut her up. God damn it. The officer had the gall to tell us, hey, I know it's funny, but if you interact with her, it's just gonna turn her on more. And if we have to go in there and handle her and one of us get hurt, it's not gonna be pretty for anyone. I'm like, why the fuck am I gonna have to deal with consequences for this bitch? So I thought this bitch finally goes to sleep. Everyone's relieved. Like, we're all like, whew, god damn, like we don't have to listen to her scream who the fuck she hates. And then another crazy comes in. This is like a 50-year-old guy. You could tell he lives out of his car, which we later verified was true. And like, he was all America, but more than that, he was like screaming crazy shit. Like, just every thought he had on his mind. He was like, turn the TV off. I'm like, please don't do that, please. I'm watching the TV. This is the only thing passing the time. Turn it off! Turn it off! I'm like, come on, bro. I can't even look at him because he's just going to do it more. So we all just pretend like there's not a guy fucking screaming crazy shit back there. Bro, it was the worst experience. Like, America, man, I fucking did my time, man. I did my time. And I'm like, oh, man, I got to hear his story now. So he's giving a monologue for hours. He's giving a monologue for hours. Eventually, they take him out the observation cell because he gets to the first step of processing where they give him the charges.
Yeah.
This step takes like 12 hours because Georgia's very slow. And he sits there and I'm bored. You know, you're bored. You just listen to every conversation that's happening. This guy goes, they're like, what's your address? I don't have one. I'm like, that sucks. He's like, yeah, you do. You have an address. He's like, no, I live in my car. You want to know where my car's at? Where's the impound?
Oh, he one of them jackasses.
It was so sad though. There was some people covered in like pillows because like I guess they thought that they were a risk to harm themselves, and they would just be like sobbing, crying the whole time. And then,
that happened. And
then God forbid anybody over a 5 out of 10 that's a woman enters a holding area. It's game, set, match. The horny fucks on the men's section are just going to start screaming and hollering. And you're not supposed to talk to the women. Women are not supposed to talk to the men.
Yeah, for sure.
And they just be screaming. She's like, hey, what time you get out? I'm like, stop, bro. They're going to fucking punish me, nigga. Please shut the fuck up.
They're going to turn the AC up?
No, but they might do that. I don't know why they was pushing so much AC for a facility that looked like it had no fucking money. They were spending hella bread on AC. They're making sure we were cool.
They just have regular like.
That'd be funny to troll. I would
just turn the AC up as a punishment.
No, I'm talking about the guy that lived in his car. Like they asked him, "You have an address? I can give you my VIN number." Okay. Or you have emergency contact? Jesus.
Nah, there was the decisions people making there are so interesting. One guy was finally about to get processed and move and leave.
Yeah.
And she was like, print your signature. Now, print your signature makes no sense because it's either print your name or sign your signature, right? But she did in between. And he was like, what do you mean by that? And she goes, the police officer goes, what are you, slow? And he couldn't handle that. He didn't like that at all. He's like, what the fuck do you mean? What am I slow? And he started making a scene, cursing her out. You $2 weave having bitch. You broke ass $14 having ass bitch. And you fucking, bro, he was swearing her off for 30 minutes to the point where he would rather wait 8 hours for her shift to be complete so another police officer can process him than to just handle the fact that she called this nigga slow and he could get out of here sooner. But I was like, nigga, you don't want to leave?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
They do that on purpose, though.
I know they do that.
They
shit
just
on
do
purpose.
that because they feel like they know they can get away with it. Because it's like, oh yeah, you gonna say something? Back in the fucking holding, nigga. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I just try and make a good impression. So once she left, another team came in and they moved way faster. This new shift moved way faster. I was just so nice to everybody. And then one of the police officers was like, hey, I made your build in 2K18, man. I was like, word?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I would actually hate it. I would hate it worse.
No,
if a nigga start telling me some 2K shit while I'm in jail.
No, it was great because then
no, bro.
He wasn't like.
Did you know it was a clerical error at that time?
I assumed it was the entire time.
Okay, so then like for me to know like they fucked up,
like I'm not supposed to be here.
But it's not those. The police officers in jail are not the ones that fucked up.
I'm not saying they are, but
I don't want to talk about
you
that.
just mad. I'm saying I don't want to talk about
their whole hungry alone.
But look, I need them to give me preferential treatment so I can get out of here sooner. But so the whole keep in mind, I'm in there for 12 hours. I haven't even heard my name called. The problem is it's fucking late at night, and if you sleep and miss your name, you're done.
You're done. Yeah.
You gotta wait a whole nother fucking shift basically to hear your name again. So I'm forcing myself to stay awake. I'm forcing myself to stay awake at this point. I need someone to call my name. Bro, once they got to know me a little bit and I was like going back and forth with some of the police officers and just being nice, they would start giving me updates. Hey, Dean, we're going to call your name in like 10 minutes. They weren't giving nobody else updates.
Yeah.
I take it. I'm not mad at it.
They started doing that to me when I was younger. That's the reason why they were like, I was calling your name in, like, in the next hour or two.
What about John? Update? Update? Any update?
But
shut up! All right, bet.
The last lady tried that to me. I went up there. I was like, "What's going on right now?" And she's like, "We're waiting." She's like, "What are you doing up here? Sit down." You told me to ask if I had any questions. I have a question. And I was like, should I just sit back down? She's like, you're already here. I'm like, this convo sucks so far. Like, just let me ask my question. They're waiting for a warrant for FTA that didn't happen. They're not going to receive this warrant. So if you're waiting on the warrant to issue me my charges, I'll just be here for the rest of my life. So I'm telling you what happened is very fraudulent. Like, well, we don't know the specifics of the case. So I'm just trying to get this shit moved as quick as humanly possible. Yeah. Anyway, eventually they finally fucking agreed that there's no warrant about to arrive for FTA that doesn't exist. Yeah. And it's and people started telling me stories on IG and Twitter and shit, and even on Twitch after I posted about it. There are people that were like, my mom got the same thing. She got an FTA and they put her in jail for 3 weeks and she lost her job. I'm like, fuck.
That's
3 weeks? FTA is a failure to appear when you're supposed to be in court and you don't go.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's tough. But man, I'm happy you out, man.
Me too, man.
We should throw you a get out party, man. Coming home party.
My party needs to be that
Jail
clerk
thing is
fired.
crazy.
That's what it needs to be.